Oh, this feels so good. It's like coming home.
That's good.
I get to see all of you. That sounds strange, doesn't it? Since you're viewing me. But in my heart, I'm connected to all of you. I had a wonderful gift made for me by my friend Carol. And then only important, besides the fact to catch my nightmares, is there a turtle on there? And we have a turtle for 41 years. His name is Henry. And Henry is a very big part of our lives. We connect to him. He watches television with us, and he makes us grateful to have a pet that is low maintenance in many ways. And those of you who know, I've also sent pictures of the flowers. We have a Christmas cactus by him that Henry, we believe, makes it grow. It is now mid March, almost 3/4 of the way through March, and it is loaded with flowers and blossoms. And he sits and he stares at them. We like to think there's a little talking to your plant makes it healthy kind of thing. He gets that attention and it's cool. I read something today that talked about the journeys that we make from our childhood, from our growing up to this moment, to today. How, no matter how difficult that journey has been, it's amazing to sit back and say, I've traveled a long way and that I've learned so much and I want to share that. And one of the things I learned over 40 years ago was a way to get in touch with who I really was. What did I like? What did I want? Did I have goals? Those things I didn't have before that. And I found them through, you've heard me say, my journey through meditation. Yeah, it seems like. How could the journey through meditation make changes? Well, what it did was allow me to see more of the depth that I had. I remember as a young person constantly searching for answers. I was a watcher. I loved to look at people, and I didn't feel connected in any way with anyone. I was distant. It's like having a wall between me and everyone else. I didn't feel like I belonged there. I had really felt strongly that I was from another planet. And I painted on a wooden board the planetary system. And I was very, very into that, thinking that, that maybe I had somebody I connected to a distance away. And I found out that I did have somebody I was connected to, and that someone was me. That within myself, there was I would say a spark, but yeah, a sort of special place that was like opening the windows on a sunny day. There was an ability to accept who I was and to recognize the things about myself that needed major changes. I discovered that within that space that I had discovered was um, a calmness and an acceptance, and there was constant learning going on. And I love that, especially at this point in my life. It's nice to reach an age where the most important thing is what can I learn today? Sometimes the learning comes from looking back at the chaos of my childhood. And I look back in a way that's saying, how did I get to here? What was it that made it possible for me to let go of a lot of memories that were painful and to see the value in those painful lessons? Because everything that happens has a lesson behind it, the negative things as well as the positive. And if I don't take the time to discover those, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in yesterday. I'm stuck in old pains. And I'm not going to be able to see the person I want to see in the mirror. And I did this. I would get up at 6 in the morning, and for a half an hour, I would do yoga with Lilius. And I'm now doing some chair exercises with her on a video that's now for seniors. But boy, at that point, I was, 41 years ago, I was active, very. So I would do yoga for half an hour, and at the end of it, she would give you a brief period of getting calm and doing some quiet meditation. And when I shut her off, I would continue in my inner journey. I didn't have a particular teacher that sat with me and taught me to meditate, so I did a lot of it. I read and I practiced. And in that practice, I found that within each breath, I had a path, and they're sort of like stepping stones. And as I breathed in quietly and breathed out any tensions or fears or worries or concerns, I was able to find that there was someone there who had deep thoughts, very strong feelings for others, and that in that I found me. Now, we do a lot of work in Buddhism and in a lot of 12-step programs. We do a lot on making changes, recognition of the, the defects, the things that are holding us back maybe from being the full person we want to be. And we do this consciously. So it's conscious thoughts, concentration of what's going on in our mind. I mean, this is called mindfulness. So I developed through my breathing and my meditation that I could get rid of my ego and find myself. What I felt was real. I could be honest with myself. Lying to oneself has became very easy. I did it as a child and I did it as I grew up. I didn't have hopes or dreams or wishes. I thought other people must have. Now I think of it. I didn't think that someday I'd have this or that. I just wanted to belong. And when I discovered that in just simply the act of meditation, that the person I was worthy of belonging, and that I had to first begin with caring for that person. I had to learn to nurture myself. I had to learn that I alone was the only one who could make the changes that would affect my life on a day-to-day basis and long term, which it's proven me it has. So when I say I found me, it means that I learned that it was my responsibility. I can't change anyone else, and no one else can change me, no matter how good they are, how much they might love me. I had to see it myself. I had to find that self honesty, which means I had to discover that when I put myself down, I was hampering any kind of growth that could possibly happen. The more I said, well, I'm not good at this or I can't do this, not knowing how to take a compliment from someone. Now, I'm not the only one who goes through that. And I thought about the fact, I'm going to say, gee, I really like that color on you. Or I really, and it's like, oh, this old thing, I bought it at the secondhand store, would be in probably still is sometimes my reaction. Instead of saying thank you. Um, I like this now to be able to say this. I really like your purple hair, and I said, oh, this is my favorite color. It's my husband's favorite color, so it's important. It's looking with honest eyes and accepting that this is good, that there's more value once I recognize that I am of value. So I decided when I started this conversation with my friends to talk a little bit about how did I get to be here? How did I get to be 81 years old and full of things I want to share? I did it because I learned to center myself with my meditation. I learned to have faith in the moment, and that what I learned was of value, not just to me, but to people I'm with. I want to be able to help others find that spot that makes everything okay, even when it's not. Life is not an easy journey. Buddhists talk a lot about that life is suffering, that we all suffer, and that we suffer basically because we want things to be different than they are. That means that in order for me to get through life with a sense of peace and gratitude, I have to accept that that's the way it is. The other thing is that all those things are impermanent. Life is like standing in a stream, and you stand there and you're enjoying that moment. That moment's gone in a flash. You never stand in that spot of water again. Now, instead of thinking that as like sad, you think of that as like, oh, there are more journeys, there are more adventures in life on a daily basis if I accept that. If I look at it and say, what new thing is going to happen? We watch a lot of David Attenborough. We watch a lot of animal shows, and it seems like every day there's something new to learn. So that happened because I discovered that within myself was someone that was sound of mind, loving, worthy, and that I have to look at that and say, what else is there? I have today, I have this moment. So if you're on a journey in life today, it's maybe there's things you have to make decisions on, and you're unsure, and you think, what'll I do if it goes wrong? What'll I do if it doesn't last? A relationship, a job. I'd recognize that there are ways to find peace in all the chaos and discomfort that life may bring. And one way that can guide you is to learn how to meditate. Very, very simply, just recognize each breath is so special. You breathe in, and as you're breathing in, you're breathing in life, the force of life, the energy of life. And when you breathe out, You have the ability, with enough practice, to let peace be there and let all the worries and all the fears just float away, just like a cloud in the sky. Yes, there is suffering, and how I react to it is by believing that this moment is not going to last. Pain, there's pain of all kinds. We have losses in life. We have friends we miss that we wish we'd spent time with. But we have a gift, and it comes as easy as taking a breath and being grateful. I wish you all that. And anytime you want to know more, just come on by and we'll talk about it again and with more depth. Put your questions there, I'll answer them. Has there been troubles in my life? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I know what it's like to run away from reality. I know what it's like to live in a fantasy world. I know what it's like to be someone that someone else expects me to be. So when I discovered who I really was, it was amazing. It was amazing. I no longer am a mirror to other people's needs or desires. I can be there for you, but I can't be who you want me to be. I can show you a way to find you so that you feel this too. And I hope you come back again. Thank you.